So what a lot of people have said to me is, in terms of why this book is different, is that it's a lot more relatable. I know myself from having read a lot of similar books that a lot of these books are very, very preachy, they're very perfectionist in their mentality. And what I talk about in the book is 9 ninja characteristics. And one of those characteristics is human, not superhero. So a productivity ninja is someone who has Zen-like calm and mindfulness and a whole bunch of tools in the toolbox, but actually we're still human. We're not superheroes. We sometimes screw this stuff up. And I think sometimes just having that sense of being kind to yourself and recognizing that sometimes we don't get everything right, and sometimes anti-perfection is almost better than trying to be perfect. So when I first wrote Productivity Ninja just over 5 years ago, I had kind of had 2 choices in my head. I could either make it very abstract and therefore not very practical, or it would be very in the trenches and very specific and give people very specific advice. But the problem with doing that is that you're talking about stuff that as technology changes just goes out of date. So it was really funny going back through the book and seeing all the references to Lotus Notes and Blackberries and all these things that are just not really very commonplace now. So that's definitely changed, updated a lot of the new technology, new ways of working. But I think the other thing that's changed is that in the last few years, people's sense of addiction to their phones has been just a hugely prevalent thing, and it's on a lot of people's minds. So there's a whole new chapter, Stop Messing About on Your Phones, and really talks about how to marry up some of the earlier ideas from Productivity Ninja around attention and how to manage your attention with how to manage your device. And ultimately getting those 2 things together and working in sync is a really important way to avoid distractions and help people to be productive. So since the first edition was published, Think Productive has grown exponentially. So we now have offices in the UK, in the US, in Canada, in Australia, in the Netherlands, and also working throughout Western Europe as well. So it's been a huge growth of this idea of the Productivity Ninja, having a whole bunch of people who go into companies day in, day out, week in, week out, and do workshops around a lot of the content of the book. And it's become this really nice symbiotic relationship as well, where people who find our workshops through the book, and also people find the book through going on our workshops. It's this really nice relationship between Think Productive, the company, and Productivity Ninja, the book. And that's really helped our growth over the last few years, and particularly in the US and Canada over the last couple of years. I think the idea of Productivity Ninja is such a strong idea that it's a very eye-catching thing that companies are really latching onto. So obviously, personally for me, I'm on this mission to turn everybody into productivity ninjas. But in terms of the next books, we've got a few different ideas up our sleeves. So the next book is going to be the first of our Ninja Guide series. It's a book called Work Fuel, The Productivity Ninja's Guide to Nutrition. So it's about how to eat well, have better energy, and using that to really drive productivity. And we've then got a couple of other books to follow that, one on meetings, and then also a Ninja Guide to email. So we're hoping that this is the start of a series of Ninja Guide books that look at different themes, different ideas, and how they ultimately relate to some of the approaches that we take in Productivity Ninja.